Sullivan. I'm from the Singapore MIT Gambit Game Lab down the street. This past spring for a semester project, I was working on integrating another student's Softbody physics engine into Unity. So I just have a quick demo just to show you what I have so far.
These projectors don't like certain reses. Was it a
not running a window?
I see a big person.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what soft-body physics is, for the most part, physics in games are usually rigid body, which means the objects can translate and rotate. But if you want objects that are able to, for instance, stretch or bend or even fracture, then you really need some soft-body physics representation to do that. So here, for instance, this spider web is soft-body, and so is that spider. The artists weren't there the day we did the spider. See, I already kind of jiggles around a bit. And I should know that this is still work in progress. So if stuff breaks, my apologies. But, so up here was a sort of puzzle we had. So you can pull gears out of this box, and if you just throw them down the tree, it'll probably break. There's always probably with physics games, but you can use these leaves over here to cushion its fall. It's still broke, but. So I've been showing organic things so far, but really you can make anything soft body. I just threw this into the level because I think it looks really cool. But here's just a bucket that we just made soft body.
Nice. Is this something you're going to release, or are you going to keep?
This is something I'm developing further into my thesis next year. In particular, I'm looking into doing soft body animations. But right now, it's just the soft bodies right now.
Can you say a little bit about what it was like? You said integrated. Does this look like a physics engine to Unity, or is it a whole just separate set of scripts, or what was it like?
It's mostly a bunch of scripts that it uses a lot of Unity's colliders and some of Unity's physics as well. But for the most part, it's scripts that are calling out to an external soft body physics library.
And to use part of the physics that's already in Unity, you just essentially, like you're almost looking up a bunch of APIs and calling stuff?
What I'm basically doing is simulating parts of the object as rigid bodies, and then with the soft body physics system, I'm calculating forces to apply back onto those portions of the rigid body.
So you're sitting on top of the physics of Unity, essentially.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it.
So you didn't really replace the physics engine.
Right.
Can you do something like replace the physics engine in Unity, or you can't do that, can you?
Turn it off.
You turn it off, yes. Yeah, but you can't put your thing and have the rest of Unity see your thing like it sees the physics engine.
Well, as he said,
Unless you work there, right?
If you have an external DLL physics library, which he has, so he kind of partially replace it with a soft body solution for parts that he wants to have it. So you turn off whatever Unity has, and you do all your calls in the fixed update loop to the external physics library.
Is this like a C++ plugin, or?
We originally had it as a C++ plugin, but it's right now it's a C# version. The one I'm showing you right now, we have both versions.
So is it running in mono, or is it running on machine, like in machine build?
Mono right now.
Really? Really fast.
Yeah. So the soft bodies can also interact with rigid bodies. Like these are just rigid rocks I have. I can just throw it in this soft mushroom.
What kind of CPU performance hit are you seeing?
It depends how much you have. We haven't done a lot of optimization yet. Like over the tree, there were 3 leaves simulating at the same time, but right now they're all asleep. So it really depends. Right now, you can't have too many soft bodies going at once. But there is some optimization we've looked at. For instance, right now the soft body thing is entirely serial, but messing around with parallelization, I got around like just with 2 cores about 40% improvement. So I haven't integrated that in yet, but that should speed things up. And then one last thing, when I've shown this demo before, I've always just had this big mushroom in the background. Again, right there, just messing around. And people are always disappointed when I tell them it's not a soft body. So just for you guys, I decided to make a big mushroom melting laser. So. Yes, there are lots of parameters you can change. We have editor scripts where you can just tweak the parameters of the soft body. So I just made that one really weak rubber, basically. So that's about all in the demo. So are there any other questions?
You have this running in Unity standalone, but does it work on the web player too?
Haven't actually tried it. That was one of the reasons we created a C# version as well, so that we wouldn't have to worry about the DLLs.
Do you have a game in mind that you're doing for your thesis? Or is it like a demo or something?
Yeah, it's more of a computer sciencey project, so just kind of seeing if it can be done, but it's possible that afterwards we will make a game out of it, but I don't have any exact plans for what the game would be. We talked about an octopus virtual pet.
I'm gonna ask, are there any constraints on the meshes that you import? Do they have to be modeled in a certain way, or?
I don't know a whole lot about Maya, but all I know is all the models that artists gave us just worked. So we basically have editor scripts in Unity such that once you import the model, then you just click a build body, and then it constructs the soft body from the model data.
Do you convexify, like make convex parts out of whatever mesh you get, or does it have to be watertight?
Basically, it doesn't need to be watertight. We just sort of overlay a cubic lattice onto it, and those are the elements of the soft body simulation, so it sort of just looks at every cell within the bounding volume of the mesh, and then just places a cell there if there are any vertices in there. Thanks.